Kayena wacha cittena pamadena maya katang acayang kamame bante buri panya tathagata kayena wacha cittena pamadena maya katang acayang kamame Dhamma sanditika akalika kayena wacha cittena pamadena maya katang acayang kamame sangga supatipana anuttara sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arhato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Tisarana gamanang paripunang panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Abrahmacharya veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musavada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surameraya majapamadatthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Vikala bhojana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Nacha Gita Wadita Visuka Dasana Malaganda Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusanatana Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Uccasayana Mahasayana Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Idang me silang Magapala nyanasa Pachayo Hotu Appamadena Sampadeta Ma Bante Sa. Let's get back to the Q&A. Huh? So Saturday night we have a Q&A session. All right. Okay, first question. Can Bante please share some insight on Dhamma healing therapy? Heard about it, but not in details. Can this healing be done during intensive retreat when mindfulness is sharper? Can Bante please share some insights on Dhamma healing therapy? Heard about it, but not in details. Can this healing be done only during intensive retreat when mindfulness is sharper? When we talk about this Dhamma therapy, of course, the Mahasi Sayadaw wrote books on it, articles on those things. When we say, of course, Dhamma therapy, but that one actually more like a Vipassana therapy thing. But when we look at Dhamma therapy is actually very wide. That means in a way that you apply some wholesome Dhamma in order to overcome some bodily or mental problems. Okay? You apply some Dhamma. That Dhamma can be Sila, can be Dana, can be services, it can be meditation, it can be realization, it can be the whole thing. Whole range of it is actually in Dhamma therapy. For all of us, when we come into the Dhamma thing, in a way, it's a therapy thing also. Although we don't consider ourselves insane or mad or depressed or this one, but in a way, we change our lifestyle. We change it in the sense that perhaps in the past we are quite narrow-minded, very attached, and very very kedekut or whatever very prone to anger. And then when you learn about the Dhamma, then the mind becomes more open, less anger, less desire. Then in a way, the mind already begin to become more happier. Or you become to be more generous in a way that you're able to share, you're able to give. You feel happier, you're not so attached too strongly to our material things. That also makes us happier. Or maybe the Sila also, that because of we uphold the Sila, immorality, whether the 5 precepts or whether 8 precepts, now it makes us in a sense that a more calmer mind, a clearer mind, not so wild mind. It is a therapy in a way. In a way, it's kind of a therapy. But when we talk about this Dhamma therapy thing, where we applied the Dhamma, especially in the mental development part, we applied the Dhamma in the meditation in order to overcome some mental or physical problems, or mental illness or physical illness. Of course, nowadays, this therapy thing, they don't use the word Dhamma, but nowadays they use the word just mindfulness therapy. Mindfulness-based cognitive therapy. You pay a lot of money for it now. Mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, then this one, it tries to use the mindfulness to overcome depression, to overcome anxiety. But not in the sense that they connect everything to the Buddha and so on. Then they have this mindfulness-based stress reduction. So, as the word says, they use the mindfulness to reduce the stress in the everyday life. Okay? Of course, nowadays also they use this Dhamma, this mindfulness therapy in so many ways. In ways like in education. Sometimes people begin to introduce even mindfulness before they start their lecture, before they start their classes. There are certain schools that introduce this type of mindfulness thing. Just be present, just right here, not like us, like we're trying to be present and yet we have to be detailed in all the noticing. That they don't have to do that, but all they need to do is just be present, just be here, just with the in breath, with the out breath, just with the rising and falling. You don't have to worry whether it's long or short, fast or slow. Just be there. So the mind comes down, the mindfulness comes in also during that time. Then the healing takes place after some time. Yeah. A lot of them, like for example, attention span, especially nowadays with the mobile phones and so on, the attention span is very short. And because of that, the and like in China, I've seen one documentary. Some children are so, it's obsessive with like with video games and so on. Totally absorbed, obsessive already. Now they like 16 hours per day or 20 hours per day is all about the computer, all about all these type of things. So when they have that thing, they cannot undo all these things. Sometimes the parents send them to a healing camp, and they go there, they completely give up on all these things in order to cure that type of obsession. Uh, so with these type of things also, they find it that this mindfulness thing, it's helpful. After all, mindfulness, if they develop some degree of mindfulness, then mindfulness itself is a wholesome mental state. Wholesome mental state, it has that effect in the mind. It has a great effect in the mind. So nowadays people do all these things. But the way that Dhamma therapy that is written by the Mahasi Sayadaw, then again here, it quoted a number of examples of yogis that they able to overcome the bodily sickness, especially the bodily sickness in the retreat, during the retreat. Again here, overcome some bodily sickness, it could be because of the mindfulness, one thing. Mind is not so running here and there. Could be also concentration. There could be also the wisdom factor also. Could be also the right effort too. That all comes together in the noting mind. So with that, the Mahasi Sayadaw wrote that this type of vipassana somehow can able to cure certain illnesses. And he quoted that some yogis are cured even the cancer also. Yeah? When I read this type of things, I always read that, yes, perhaps for that yogi is cured. But there are many yogis don't really get cured. Those who didn't get cured didn't mention, they didn't write in the book. But the one that cured, of course, is written in a book. Yeah. So make sure that this meditation, that what we are doing, make sure that the goal is not for curing the bodily disease. It will come as a good side effect. Here, when we want to cure, is to cure our defilements, is to finally eradicate the defilements. The defilements is the one that gave us all kinds of problem, not only just in this life, but also in the future lives. You think your karma are not connected to your defilements? Maybe your past life you did something wrong, something unwholesome, then this life you suffer unpleasant feelings that comes up, which you, whatever you want to call it, you call it cancer, you call it this, you call it that, but you suffer. So it's a lot to do with all our unwholesome states of mind. They carry us from one life to another life. So sometimes yogis, because when they don't have the understanding of what is the noble goal of this vipassana, sometimes they just attach to the worldly goal. They just want to cure certain diseases, and that's about it. And after that, when they cure, if they cure the diseases, they don't come back for meditation anymore. Yeah? So, does vipassana able to cure? That is a very hard question. Not easy question, because one thing, it will involves karma. And the karma is what we cannot see. What we can see right now in the present, we able to develop a wholesome mental states as much as we can. And sometimes the wholesome mental states are it able to heal the mind and heal the body in many ways. And that, if you ask me how, 我不知道 that one. It heal already lah. You know, don't ask me how the process work. That one doesn't matter anymore. It works. I really do not know. Somehow or another, sometimes if wholesome mental state arises because of a wholesome present mental state, then it condition for wholesome karma of the past to able to ripen in the present. Maybe because of its condition is there for certain wholesome karma to ripen. And then together with that karma, together with the mindfulness, it overcomes certain diseases. So if you can able to do that, then well and good. Sadhu to you. And continue meditation. There's no such thing as just over your problem over and that's it. Yeah. In the past, I've seen, even here also, there are yogis who came in just to overcome certain diseases, free from the diseases, and then after that, they don't meditate, and then they go outside that, do all kinds of wrong things, and then the cancer come back again, the diseases come back again, after that die. Yeah. So make sure that our goal for the noble, this meditation, it's finally for enlightenment. Now, there are those who suffer. Of course, we understand that. Not that we have no compassion. There are those who suffer, like you have this problem or this thing. Then, of course, with this type of diseases come in, this meditation is difficult for us to do. Even you are healthy, at the end of the day, you're totally flat already, tired and so on. What more if you are carrying a certain diseases? And that diseases can be chronic and also can be deadly. With that, we try to meditate as much as we can. And then with that sharp mindfulness, clear mindfulness that arises, sometimes it heals certain things. I've seen yogis, like, for example, a lot of us, as we grow older, we have legs problem, hips problem, knee problem, and this and that. One of the things is that when we have these things, is that usually I notice that when they are at home, they don't walk enough. Not to say walking meditation, but not walking enough. Every day sitting in the chair, don't know what they are doing, but sitting. Everything make life easy. Like, for example, for many of us, our attitude is this. We go to a shopping mall, we see the door, we want to park near the door. I say, some people sometimes they fetch me, can't we park a little bit further and walk a little bit now? Isn't it good? But cannot. Our attitude is see near the shopping mall, the door in there, we want to park right next to it. I go to US also the same thing. I mean, the people in the world is like that. When the convenience is there, they really make full use of the convenience. Then our health gets affected. So when I notice these type of things happen, and when you come to a retreat like what we're doing over here in an intensive retreat, more or less you have to walk at least 5 hours, like five walkings per day. I think 5 hours already, plus like you're going for lunchtime, going for this and that and so on. So other than that, more or less there's quite a lot of hours of walking, and it is good for the body. Yeah? And of course, those who already have a lot of problems, sometimes they find it that it's difficult. But if you're able to pull through, a lot of times the the tightness of the leg, a lot of tightness, a lot of pressure in the leg, your muscle begin to loosen after maybe a week or so. First few days, sometimes some yogis, they have a fear that they're going to cause a lot of problems to the leg. But if you dare to do it, we are not here, we are not doing physically active thing. We are just walking on it. So with that walking, after some time, a week or 10 days or so, they find that the legs getting more relaxed, getting more easy, getting more able to do a lot of things. So with that, they find that it's good. So in a way, it's a healing also. Because with that, if you do that for a long period of time, a lot of your problems can able to reduce or even disappear. And also sometimes like noting pain also, physical pain that you may carry in the sitting. Sometimes once in a while, not all the time, but once in a while I do hear that yogis not the pain, that particular area of the pain, they have some problems already. With that, they not during the sitting, not purposely they want to note, but it comes up as a prominent object. So when it comes up as a prominent object, they pay attention to it, they note the pain. Somehow, at perhaps one final day, the whole thing break out and completely disappear. And after that, no more pain already. And in a way, it's a healing also. Even though there are those people who says that the healing can be like with pressure, hardness in the like feel that there's something inside the stomach area, and then they note as it comes up as an object, and then they note. Sometimes they see things are moving, and then after that it slowly disappear. So in a way, it's a healing also. So there are many things that is healing right now to the body. And sometimes also the walking, even the sitting also, there are forces in the body, like, the wind element, the fire element that is inside the body. As you begin to meditate, become more clearer. Sometimes these elements are pushing, a lot of pushing here and there. And then as they push around the whole body and so on, as if like it's going to realign everything inside there. It's going to pull you here and there. And yet sometimes we felt that how come all this thing is moving around, very difficult. But then after when they go back, they go do all the qigong. Then they feel the qi is moving here. Oh, they like it very much, healing. But when the body meditating, that thing is moving here and there, it cannot. Yeah, all this chi and all that thing is just wind element. But we want to, of course, we want to whatever, we want to put more context into it. We want to put more name into it in order to feel good. Rather than practicing wind element, practicing chi nicer. It sounds nicer, isn't it? You can advertise there, practice wind element. Who's going to come? Who's going to come for the practice? Nobody going to come. So all this therapy in the meditation. So all you need to do, be mindful, be alert, notice your object. All this noticing of the object, it will automatically, whether it's going to heal or not, it will know how to do its job. You don't have to worry about it. It will slowly, one way or another, it will learn to shift and align the body or align whatever chi you want to call, or what you overcome whatever sickness of the body, overcome whatever sickness of the mind. Of course, the sickness of the mind, it's easy. It's more. It will be a lot of it'll be very clear as you begin to go deeper into it, because it's going to realign the all the defilements and also the wrong view and the wrong perception. So a lot of things are taking place inside there. So this is on Dhamma therapy. Other words, just meditate will do lah. It will do the job for you already. Just meditate.